Welcome DEKWBP, Shogun aboard. Your learning journey starts now. Alright, let's dive straight into the deep end. We're talking about innovation limits, not just one wall, but a whole maze of boundaries. Think Schumpeter's new combinations, then broadening to OECD's value creation. But what really stops us? Structural limits like physics, light speed, thermodynamics, Landauer's principle on energy dissipation. Dynamic limits, S-curves heating plateaus, diminishing returns, Eroom's law in pharma. Cognitive limits, our brain's capacity, semantic closed loops in AI. And institutional limits, path dependency, regulatory friction, incentive misalignment. These aren't isolated, they interact constantly. Understanding this terrain is step 1. Now, let's get philosophical. Can we even know everything? Kant says some things, the thing in itself, are forever beyond our grasp. Popper thinks science endlessly approaches truth, but never hits it. Computability theory backs this up. Turing showed some problems are fundamentally unsolvable. Then there's language. Wittgenstein nailed it. The limits of my language mean the limits of my world. If we can't describe it, we can't innovate it. Language shapes thought, and new concepts need new words. Finally, ontology and truth. You can't create something from absolute nothingness. Innovation plays within existence rules. No perpetual motion machines, and verifying truth has its own limits, observability, consensus, practicality. Philosophy tells us some boundaries are fundamental, but also hints at how we might transcend them through new thinking. Let's switch gears to the tech side. Where does computation hit its wall? P versus no problem is the big one. Maybe some hard problems are just hard. Landauer's principle gives us a hard floor on energy for computation. Moore's law. Slowing down because we're hitting atomic scales. AI. Powerful, but stuck in a semantic loop. They generate plausible-sounding text, but lack true understanding, struggling to extrapolate beyond their training data. Gödel's incompleteness theorem reminds us any formal system, including AI logic, has blind spots. And as systems get complex, think large AI models or smart grids, tiny changes can have unpredictable effects. Emergence makes managing innovation incredibly difficult. Technology offers powerful tools, but it's not magic. It has its own hard limits. Okay, money talks, and often it creates friction. Economically, we see diminishing returns everywhere. Remember Eroom's law in pharma? Double the R&D spend, half the new drugs. Semiconductors need exponentially more investment for linear gains. Resources are finite. How we allocate them matters hugely. Over-investing in hot areas while neglecting foundational research or niche needs, that's a resource allocation limit. Then there's the institutional stuff. Path dependency, legacy systems, regulatory lag, these slow things down. Think about climate tech without proper carbon pricing. Incentives are misaligned. There's even incentive dissipation, where resources meant to spur innovation get lost in bureaucratic processes or conflicting interests. The economic and institutional landscape is riddled with potential bottlenecks. Now, let's talk about the human brain, the ultimate innovator, but also the bottleneck. Consider the DIKWP model: data, information, knowledge, wisdom, intent. Each layer has limits. Too much data overwhelms us. Our working memory is tiny, Miller's 7 plus or minus 2. We resist changing deeply held knowledge. Wisdom, ethical judgment, is often lacking in pure tech focus. Aligning intent across diverse stakeholders is tough. Add AI into the mix. Collaboration is promising, but trust is an issue, the black box problem. Communication gaps persist. We risk capability mismatch or even human cognitive atrophy if we rely too much on AI. And let's not forget mindset and culture. Fear of failure, resistance to change, lack of diversity. These cultural factors create invisible barriers that stifle creativity. So, how do we break through? It's not just about brute force, it's about smarter strategies. First, institutional innovation. Design policies that align incentives, cut red tape, encourage calculated risk taking, and adapt dynamically. Second, semantic breakthroughs. Actively foster new concepts, reshape the narrative around innovation, and champion semantic sovereignty. Third, cross-disciplinary coupling. Deliberately bring different fields, industries, and cultures together. Fourth, leverage AI intelligently. Push for explainable AI, build robust digital infrastructure, and tap into collective intelligence. And finally, meta-innovation. Use frameworks like DIK, WPT, RIZ to innovate how we approach innovation itself. Breaking boundaries isn't about ignoring limits, it's about understanding them and strategically designing our way around them.